Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 41 of the African Do podcast. Today, we are very, very privileged to be in history. Actually, we're going to have a large conversation about music history, the business of music in Kenya, and we're extremely privileged to have with us John Katana Harrison, one of the founders, I would say co-founder of Them Mushrooms. Them Mushrooms in a Kenyan context does not need any introduction. They have been, I guess, the playlist of our lives for the last 50 years. 2022, I think, they celebrated their 50-year anniversary as a band, continuously playing and living in the music industry in Kenya. So we're going to have a conversation, which, as I start, I think 1 hour is not enough, but we'll make the best of it. And John, welcome to the African Do podcast.
Asante sana, Leonard.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I've been following this podcast and happy to be here.
Excellent.
Thanks for the invitation. Looking forward to a great one now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let me confess first and say that I have a very big soft spot for John and the Mushrooms because they are my neighbors, or they are our neighbors. They come from Kaloleni, and my maternal home, or where my mother was born, is just a kilometer or two from Kaloleni town. And so they are legends in that area. And so I've been a great admirer most of my life. So John, I think it's fair to say that the Mushrooms has curated, not necessarily intentionally, but purely from the perspective of how long you have been in the market, you've created Kenyan music history. But you are starting this, or this was starting at a time when, unlike today, families weren't very welcoming to music as a career or as a business. Yeah. So maybe you can take us back into time and tell us the early days of the Mushrooms. How was it? How do you find yourselves in music, and how did you end up dedicating your life, literally your entire life, to music? You eat, live, and breathe music.
Yeah, thank you. You're taking me back a long, long time.
Yes.
But here we go. Well, we started indulging in music, or my elder siblings started indulging in music at around 1969.
Yes.
I was mtoto sana.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, like we've been talking about it, Teddy, the eldest,
Yes.
started indulging in music when he was in school, in secondary school. He'd learned how to play the guitar. And then along the way, he got into, groups and groups with during school holidays. So later on, in the 70s, I'm just being,
Yes.
here.
Yes.
In the 70s, we came along now and started following him wherever he was doing his stuff during the school holidays, although we were not being given permission for that. Like, I was very young.
Yes.
George, whom I follow, equally. So Teddy and our sister, second-born sister, was the bassist back then.
Yes.
Yeah, and Billy.
Yes.
He was just like an errands boy for the two of them.
Yes.
It was up to 1972 that Them Mushrooms, the Avenida Success transitioned to Them Mushrooms.
Okay.
That's when now the rest of us were in the band. Very young. I think I was, 13 or 14, thereabout.
Yes.
And we took it up from there, but with very little support from our father, but 130% support from our mother.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and every time she would tell our father, just let them be. You never know if God has given them the music talent that will be what they will do in future. So she stood solidly behind our talent. And that time it was taboo for kids our age, our peers, to even just to go out to a discotheque or so. So we were out there having fun wherever there's music. We just sneak in. It wasn't easy. Within the community, it wasn't easy because it was taboo.
Yes.
It was not a norm.
Yes.
But our mother was behind us all the way.
Yes.
Even getting, advice from unsolicited advice from neighbors or from the community, but he said, leave them alone. Some said, watakuwa wakora. He said, kama wao ni wakora, si mimi najua watoto wangu, waacheni wa wakora. That's the kind of support
Ni wakora wangu.
wakora wangu. So like you say, it was like an out of the blue kind of thing when we started.
Yes.
But because of our support, and much, much later, 2 or 3 decades later, is when now people started warming up to young musicians, but selectively.
Yes.
So we've gone through that.
Yeah.
And like you say, by God's grace, we're still here. Now, 52 years on.
Yes.
And we thank the Lord.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you've seen, because of when you started, you have seen the decades of Kenyan music. So maybe we can touch on that a bit. The 70s, yeah, the 80s, the 90s, yeah, 2000, and now we're in the 2020s, and you're still here.
Yeah.
So what would you say has been the evolution? I know I was too young to experience, but I know from reading that the 70s, the music scene was quite vibrant, or the live music scene. So maybe you can take us through that time as you were starting out as a band. How was it like? Where did you get gigs? Where did work come from? How was the recording environment, the creative space? Now we talk about the creative economy, but then that was now the early stage creative economy. Yeah.
Well, the 70s, like you say, things were bubbling. One thing, because there was not so much distraction, if I can call it, you know. And the number one thing that happened was that there was only one broadcasting station, national broadcasting station.
Yes.
So any music being played on the national broadcasting station was heard across the country. And probably beyond Kenya's borders.
Yes.
Number one. Number two, the economy was very strong. Back then, $1 was about what? 18 or 20 Kenya shillings. You see? So the economy was strong. I remember when we started out, we were being paid what? About 80 shillings.
Per performance.
Per performance.
Yes.
And it was a lot. You could save. You could give mama some 2 shillings for mboga and still go and have fun.
Yes.
Another factor. That's another factor. And then the other thing was that we were so much influenced by foreign music, because the national broadcaster was airing a lot of foreign music. Almost, you could say, 95% was foreign music.
Yeah.
On the Swahili service was Congolese and Tanzanian. On the English service was Western stuff, mostly American and English.
Yes.
Or British, for that matter.
Yes.
So that is what shaped, depending on which service of the national broadcaster you were listening to, either the English service or the Swahili service, that would shape musicians' kind of musical taste.
Yes.
Yeah. And it went on and on until the advent of the FM stations.
Yes.
So through the 70s, it was one broadcaster, 2 formats of, if I may say, formats or genres of styles of music, English, and we grew into that. When we started off, we were just playing covers of Tanzanian and Congolese music. And along the way, we saw that the bands that are performing in the beach hotels were earning more for less duration of shows.
Yes.
You know, like performances.
Yes. Yes.
So we transitioned to that so that we could earn more and play lesser hours.
Yes.
And that opened up, you know, the way for the band.
Yes.
Now to start investing in kidogo, better equipment.
Yes.
A bit of some studio equipment, a van here, a van there, and other things. And that was like the trend in Mombasa. I'm talking specifically about Mombasa because we moved, camp or base.
Yes.
We relocated to Nairobi in 1987.
Okay.
So prior to that, we
You
were
were a
in
Mombasa-based
band.
Yeah.
And that time you would see most of our peer bands, either they have cars, they have houses, some, not all, but
Yes.
many.
Yes.
Because the economy was strong, the pay was good. Then comes the 80s and upwards, and there was a flood of everything. This kind of watered down, especially the economy when we started having $1 to 85 shillings.
Yes.
Everything started taking,
Yes.
a dip.
Yes.
But then again, at the advent of the internet,
Yeah.
everything is looking up for the creative space
Yeah.
in general and music,
Yeah.
because now you can self-license your music. Now you can do almost all sorts of things within the music business online.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we transition from the 70s into the 80s, you are also quite, is the right word, innovative or brave as a band for your time. Because I've been following your Facebook posts and you've been doing some throwback series. And through that throwback series, I recognize that you did, as a band, take some stints out of the country. You would go and be resident bands in early Dubai, before all the skyscrapers came up and all that. But tell us about this, a bit about that. Venturing out, first, how are you found such that you're taken or you're called or you get gigs outside? You're Kenyan based. Information is not flowing as fast. We don't have the internet. You're not easily sharing music files on email and saying, listen to this. If you're called to Dubai or if you're invited to perform there, someone has to find you, hear you. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that side of your music life and how it was to relocate and for performances in those markets.
Yeah. Actually, it's some networking of some sort. I wouldn't nowadays talk about networking, marketing, and it didn't exist back then in those words.
Yes.
But one thing we had learned is to accommodate other musicians within what we were doing. And like in Mombasa, literally, many guys would come from Nairobi looking for greener pastures in Mombasa, and they would be told, well, Kienda, just drop off at Tudor at the Mushrooms, you'll be welcomed.
Okay.
So many would come, and we would welcome them. We had 2 houses there. All of us were single. So anybody would come, say, look, I'm a musician at Karibu.
Karibu, yeah.
So how we started traveling out of the country, there's a guy now, he's late, Mohammed Mdoe.
Yes.
He came to Mombasa. He used to play with Slim Ali in Nairobi. Then he said, I think Mombasa is better for me. Greener pastures. He came, dropped off at our doorstep in Tudor, and he introduced himself. He said, I'm a drummer from Nairobi. I've just come. I need at least 2 weeks with you guys so that I look for work. By sheer coincidence, our drummer had left the band that time.
Yes.
And we told him, this is perfect timing. So he joined us. He joins us. Long story short, after 2 years, he said, I have to go back to Tanzania. He was Tanzanian. And he left and went to the UAE.
Yes.
He lied to us that he was going to
Tanzania, yeah.
So after 1 year, he comes back. He said, guys, look, you guys welcome me so much. I felt like family. I have a deal in the UAE. And I told my manager, I have to come and get you guys. That was our first trip to the UAE.
Okay. And how long was that trip?
It was for 3 months. We proved to be good.
Yes.
They extended it to 3 months.
Yeah.
And then another 3 months.
Yeah.
And then by then we had networked. So when we came back, boom, we started, from that time up to way into 2005, we were on and off.
Okay. And so what are the type of gigs? Are you resident bands in a hotel?
Yeah.
Or what were you playing? Are you then, do you combine that with the private gigs in people's homes? Or how exactly is the environment? Just to give the viewers context.
In Dubai, we were a resident band.
Okay.
Doing 6 nights. Initially, it was 7 nights a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we said we will do it because we just need to get that break.
Yes.
after that, when the 3 months came, now we were doing 6 nights. And then we used to, now with the corporates coming to our shows, people from the corporates are in Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
We started getting
Corporate gigs.
corporate gigs every time we were off.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it expanded.
Yes.
So after that, we came back, but somebody from Abu Dhabi had seen us, a manager, they called us. We went to Bahrain. We went to, all over the UAE.
Wow.
Almost. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, let's say we cannot have this podcast and you on this podcast without talking about what I call, because as a hospitality professional, I call Kenya's tourism anthem, and that's Jambo Bwana. Yeah. So everyone knows that song, and I don't think the younger generation know it as your song. That singer-songwriter is the Mushrooms, as it's a Mushrooms number. So let's speak a bit about Jambo Bwana. Where does it come from? How was it written? And then maybe as your insights as the band that put out the tune, what do you think gave it such longevity and made it explode in terms of listenership of that specific song?
Okay, first and foremost, I'd say this song, we refer to it as our passport to the world, our band's passport to the world.
Mm-hmm.
The song was, we recorded the song in 1980.
Okay.
Yeah. And my late brother, the founder of the band, Teddy, is the one who composed it.
Okay.
We were resident band at the Severin Sea Lodge, and just one day after the show, we were having some drinks at the bar. And, normally you hear people talking and new batch of tourists being brought in.
Yes.
And the staff would go, Jambo, Jambo, Jambo. And then when we were leaving, we got to our van. Teddy says, I got an idea while at the bar. Tomorrow at the rehearsals, I'm going to sing a tune that I want us to try out.
Yes.
Come tomorrow, he sang the song, Jambo, Jambo Bwana, habari gani, mzuri sana. And he said, yeah. Within an hour, we had rehearsed the song, arranged, rehearsed, and we could play it.
Yes.
Within an hour, it's a very simple song.
Yes.
So the next day, we were performing at the Shelley Beach Hotel. Because we were resident at Severin Sea Lodge and Shelley Beach Hotel across the Likoni Channel.
Yes.
We played there. The first time we played it, the flow just...
The dance floor.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Everybody came onto the dance floor. And then they requested it for it about 2 or 3, 4, 5 times.
In the same night?
Yeah, the same night.
Yeah.
And we were surprised.
Yes.
We didn't expect that.
Okay.
Then we started playing it all over.
Yes.
And the same hotel, about a month or 2 months down the line, someone from Polygram Records in Nairobi was on holiday.
Yes.
At the Shelley Beach.
Yes.
And he had us play this song. And at the break, during the break, he came to us and said, look, here's my card. I'm from Polygram. I like that song. I want you to play it again. Come talk to us in Nairobi. That's how everything happened. We followed up. Teddy followed up. Eventually, we came and recorded the song.
Yeah.
In 1980, towards the end, that song just exploded.
Yeah.
It exploded. I mean, there's so many versions of that song in the world today.
Yes.
And it's been sung almost everywhere. There's a tourist fair organized by Kenyans.
Yes.
And it's become an evergreen for the band.
Yeah, excellent.
It doesn't die today. It won't die tomorrow. Teddy passed on last year, but this song has outlived him.
Yes.
It will outlive us. Our kids were into music and so forth and so on.
I think as a layman and just someone who enjoys music, for me, what appeals to me about the song is its simplicity. Like you say, it's a very simple song. It's not complex, but also it is, I find it to be a celebration of Kiswahili as a language. Because you're in this new land, you find that it's a Swahili-speaking land, yeah? and it gives you an entry, a very simple entry into the language.
Yeah.
And if you live with nothing else, you can live with this catchy tune, and you meet a Kenyan, you can say, "Hey, Jambo," and you can basic greetings. So I really like the simplicity of that, and it's a great story to capture. Yeah.
You know, when we did this song in Mombasa,
Yeah.
many peers band laughed.
Yeah.
Peer bands.
Yes.
You know, I won't name them, but they're saying, these guys went all the way to Nairobi to record a nursery school rhyme, man.
Yes. Yes.
But then after 3 months,
Uh-huh.
the entertainment managers were telling them, you have to play Jambo. You
Yes.
have to play Jambo.
Yes.
All of a sudden, we were when we performed at Serena, we were resident at Serena and Severin.
Yes.
You could walk along the beach
Yes.
from hotel to hotel, and you
And
hear
it.
This band, this hotel, Jambo Bwana being played. This, you know, all the way from Shanzu, somewhere there down, where there's a band playing. And they had to play it. Eventually, they marketed the song for us, and here we are.
So you speak about something interesting about maybe we can talk about the business of music and how, as an observer, I think the 70s were a high, the 80s. I don't think many younger Kenyans are aware that people like Polygram Records had a base in Nairobi. Yeah. Those were the years when we used to press records, you know, and that's why you've been called to Nairobi to record. So maybe we can talk about the business side of that, and using that example that you have given us of how a music executive from Polygram is on holiday in Mombasa, hears you play a song and calls you to Nairobi, and you record a song that goes platinum. Yeah. A Kenyan song that goes platinum. So maybe let's talk about the business of music environment. We have already understood that you are recording your resident bands. That was one revenue stream. And then now you're recording and selling records. So how was the scene then?
Well, the scene was very organized.
Yes.
And we have the majors, what we can call the majors. We had CBS, Columbia Broadcasting Services, CBS, had an office here.
Yes.
A regional office. Polygram had a regional office. And you'll be surprised that Tanzania, Uganda, and parts of Eastern Congo,
Yes.
when they wanted to record, they had to come to Kenya.
Yes.
Kenya was like the
hub.
The hub. And so fast forward, when we recorded Jambo, all of a sudden, we saw the opportunity for another revenue stream. We had released a single. Jambo was the first song we ever entered a studio to record and became a mega hit. So when we realized that the song was loved by the tourists, we started ordering for boxes of vinyl singles from Nairobi.
Yes.
As we play, wherever we performed
Yes.
in the tourist circuit,
Yes.
we have our roadies, our technicians,
Yes.
and we tell them, go around amongst the guests,
Yeah.
and sell the
single.
the single.
And out of curiosity, what was first? I have two questions. What was on side B? Because those used to have side A and side B.
Yeah.
But how and what was the price? Just to contextualize the times.
I can't remember,
You
but
can't,
it was good money.
Okay.
I think in the range of 10, 15 bob.
Yes. Yes.
But that was a lot.
That was a lot for the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The B side was Mombasa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a song about
Mombasa Island of
that's by Safari Sound.
That's Safari Sound.
Yeah. Ours was just Mombasa, talking about the beauty.
Okay.
So we used to sell the singles and a lot of them.
Wow.
Because we had like an exclusive market. We used to tell Polygram, whoever wants to get the singles, they should get them through us down at the coast.
Yes.
So initially, that was the way it was. And then they said, no, you guys are blocking a huger market.
Yes.
Because if other people sell the single, you're still going to get your royalties.
Yes.
you know, from the mechanical and otherwise.
Yes.
And we agreed, and all of a sudden, the music shops in town back then, Asanans, Shankadas, had the single in stock. And then all of a sudden, nearly all the bands performing in the beach hotels used to come and buy the singles and do the same what we were doing.
Yes.
So here is a live performance giving us one revenue stream, and the singles
is selling.
Yeah, selling.
Wow.
And by the time the cassettes came in, now we had an album out with Jambo being the lead song. Again, we started selling cassettes. And it went on and on, you know, until the advent of CDs is when now things got a bit bad.
Okay. So, like I said, I've been a fan, and I love Swahili as a language, and so I've followed you. But I am something many people may not know about the mushrooms. You're also responsible for, I think, reintroducing one of the icons of East African music to a younger generation by Fadhili Williams. You did a lot of Fadhili Williams work, and you played it in a modern context. And what was the inspiration behind that? Is Fadhili Williams someone you followed as a musician and listened, being from the coast, and he was quite a rich coastal musician? What was the inspiration behind bringing that music back to life?
Well, Fadhili and his peers were the musicians we looked up to.
Okay.
You know, Fadhili came from the coast, but then moved to Nairobi, and he was settled in Nairobi. Nairobi is where everything was happening.
Yes.
And we looked up to Fadhili and all his peer musicians. And then Fadhili left Kenya, went to the US, was there for, I think, almost 10 years.
Yes.
When he came back, we approached him. And we said, look, we are now in Nairobi. We are at the, I think there was Pan-Africa Hotel, resident band at the Pan-Africa Hotel. Sorry, I mentioned names.
Yes.
And we called in Fadhili, we called in Kabaka, we called in Daudi Kabaka, we called in Mzee Fundi Konde.
Yes.
And we started organizing shows, rehearsing with them. And then we had these theme nights at the Pan-Africa Hotel.
Yes.
That's how we got Fadhili back into the music scene, as well as Fundi Konde. And later on, we didn't record Fadhili, but he gave us the permission to record Malaika.
Yes.
So we did a cover of his Malaika, but in a reggae version.
Yes.
And that's it. He started performing again. But then it wasn't long before he passed on.
Oh wow, this is really great to be part of. But let's move now into the 90s. And we start to experience the people you mentioned, CBS, Polygram. That whole scene starts to maybe, I don't think die down is the right word, because it didn't die completely, but it didn't experience the vibrancy of the 70s and the 80s. So what exactly happened? What pushed the industry into that space of, maybe we can call it depressed when compared to the 70s and the 80s? How did that happen?
Well, I think the advent of music cassettes brought that about.
Yes.
You know, during the vinyls, there was only one printing press.
Yes.
At Polygram.
Yes.
In the whole region.
Yes.
Almost East and Central Africa. But then when the advent of music cassettes, then there were these machines that you could even start duplicating cassettes in a small room.
In bulk,
In bulk.
Yes.
So that is what brought the majors to leave. Because piracy just set in, and River Road was the hub.
It was the hub of the piracy,
If I may just share one incident. When we released, much later, when we released the Zilizopendwa, the first Zilizopendwa series, it was on cassette.
Yes.
Our staff used to go to River Road.
Yes.
And these guys say, what kind of music is it? We'll just buy 50 copies. when they make a return visit a month later, your music is not moving, guys. But some guys were telling us they are printing this stuff back in their back offices, and the cassettes were all over.
Yes.
So that is what brought about, the decline, because piracy set in, and with music cassettes, it became so easy to duplicate anybody's work.
Yes. Without them receiving anything for it.
And many artists were not getting any royalties from that.
Yeah.
It was the tiny shop owners. Not all of them were doing that, but a bigger percentage of River Road was all about piracy.
Just another musician to share with you how piracy was. I was reading an article about Susanna Owio and her famous Kisumu 100 song. And she says she releases the song in Nairobi, Kisumu 100. And that evening, she was scheduled to travel by bus to Kisumu, And she gets into the bus, overnight trip, into Kisumu, And she arrives Kisumu early morning, so she takes a nap in the bus until about 7 o'clock. And when she wakes up to now go about her affairs in Kisumu, the first hawker she meets, hawking cassettes has Kisumu 100, which was released in Nairobi the day before. So piracy really did hit people hard.
We witnessed that in I think it was Nyeri.
Yes.
We had gone for a show in Nyeri, and that time we had released the cassette, I think Going Places, which had Nyambura.
Yes.
As the lead song.
Nyambura nakupenda like
so
fish and chips.
We went to that, the hotel, I can't remember the name.
Yes.
Nyeri did the sound check, and then we said, hey, just to, cause a stir in the town, let's walk around. We left the vans, and we just walking around in town. And these guys thought we are tourists.
Mm-hmm.
They come with our cassettes. And then one of them just said, wewe, how do we wenyewe? Everybody started running helter-skelter.
That's fabulous. But I think it speaks to you, and it's great to have you on, because it speaks to your longevity, that it was a wave and you rode it. And I think it's important to now mention, because you mentioned it in passing. I find when I study them mushrooms and the history, that you are very creative in terms of piracy killed a lot of musicians and a lot of musical bands, but you kind of adapted to this new reality, and then came the theme nights. You started at Pan-African.
Yeah.
I know when in my time working at the Carnival, we put together quite a few coast nights with you, and events like that. So now maybe tell us about this transition, because you have experience. You start at a high in the 70s, the music is up here. You go through the 80s, you have this Jambo Bwana hit. You come back, and then piracy kicks in and it becomes a big issue, but you adapt. So maybe tell us a bit about that side of the mushrooms, innovation and adaptability.
I'll take you back to the TBTs I'm doing on my Facebook page.
Yes.
At the bottom, I always have hashtag resilience pays.
Yes.
And we believe in reinvention.
Mm-hmm.
And to a certain extent, not to show off or anything, we say we've always wanted to be a band of many firsts.
Yes.
There's so many firsts that we have that... Now, to answer your question, when we saw that piracy was taking down sales, we thought we had to start something else. And rightly so, we started it at the Pan-African Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we moved, that was after we moved to from the Carnival.
Yes.
But if you know that at the Carnival, we did the first African night. We called it the African night.
Yes.
And luckily, the management took in that idea positively. And we started the African nights at the Carnival.
Yes.
They became so big. And if I may give just one example, there was a time we proposed that to the management. We would like to have the Kikuyu singer is passed now.
Who?
Joseph Kamaru.
Kamaru, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are the ones who said we
Yes.
want to have Joseph Kamaru at the end. The lower cadre was saying, but this guy with this place, I said, this is what we want. And you will see
You will see the impact.
the impact.
Yeah.
And then what are we going? We said, bring Muratina, and they tried it.
Yes.
It was big.
Mm.
After that is when we said, now we have to have our own thing.
Yes.
And that's when we started the Coast Night.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
The Coast Night has been running
Yes. Has been running for a
big
while.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we keep on doing. Every time we see there's something that's going to take us off course,
Yes.
we try to map out something else.
Nice. Nice.
And we thank the Almighty for His
Yes.
grace.
Yes.
Sometimes we've taken risks going to perform where many bands
Yes.
wouldn't perform.
Yeah.
I give you another example. We were the first band to perform in Ethiopia in 16 years when Mengistu was in power.
Okay.
When he came to power, he locked down, clamped down on foreign music, foreign artists.
Yes.
We were the first band to perform there.
How did you get there?
The minister, they heard about our fame and music
Yes.
while we were at the carnival.
Yes.
So the Ministry of Tourism sent somebody to us.
Ethiopian Minister of Tourism.
Yeah. They sent somebody to us. They
Yeah.
had the East African Leather Fair in Addis Ababa.
Yes.
So we went to perform there. We were signed up for 2 shows. We ended up performing for 3 months.
Wow.
And now here's why I'm saying this.
Yes.
When they said there are places, we told them we just don't want to perform in Addis Ababa.
Yeah.
We want to go to the far-flung places. And they said, we can take you to the other places, but it's a bit risky. They said, with music, if there's war, they love us. And we went to Woliso, Jima, Sodere. And these are places that there was curfew from I don't know what time to what time. But every time we got into the town, the warring parties just
They would take a break to enjoy some music.
Yeah. So that's the way God has blessed this band. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, John. But let's speak a bit. Let me park the mushrooms by bars aside and speak a bit about John, because I know that you're very passionate, not just about the mushrooms as a band, which has been your bread and butter for your entire life, but you're also passionate about the industry, yeah? And you participate or you give of yourself and your time to a lot of industry initiatives, whether it's think tanks, whether it's brainstorming sessions, whether it's how to influence policy, how to contribute, how to tackle piracy. So let's speak about that. What is driving you down that path? Why do you feel the need to give of yourself, sometimes 90% of the time for no personal gain or reward, yet you still do it? What is driving you? And I also know you talk to and you give of your time to a lot of Kenya's younger musicians. They consult you, they talk to you, they engage with you. What is driving that? 1, passion for music. 2, just want to leave the place a better place than what we found it. We came through a lot of challenges in music. Yes.
And I think it was because back then it was all about performances and all. Nothing to do with inspiring other younger artists. Nothing to do with motivating. Nothing to do with policy, like you said, because I've been involved in some of these things.
Yes.
And it's all about trying to leave this music space and carving it out from the creative space.
Yes.
The music space better than what we found when we came onto it.
Okay.
And fortunately, there's a lot that one can do. And I think one way God has given me the ability to manage my time well.
Yes.
And to contribute to all these spaces
Yes.
that you have mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what drives me is just that I love music, and anywhere there's something to do with music, I want to be there. Yeah. If it's policy, I want to be there. If it's just giving a motivational
Speech.
talk somewhere,
Yeah.
if it's a workshop, I've conducted a lot of workshops on copyright and related rights, and the music business in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where would you rank us now, having this 50 plus year experience? Where would you say Kenya's music scene is today, by your assessment?
We are up there and still can go higher. Let me talk now. Allow me to mention like Sauti Sol, you mentioned them earlier.
Yes.
They're up there.
Yes.
You know, I'm proud of them, Bien, Delvin, and the lot. And then there's Kasiva, Mutua. There's so many Kenyans doing great things now, musically speaking, within the country and beyond.
Yes.
And that is what should be, because music is a product. It should be exported like any other product. We have plenty of it. Given our heritage, you know, the traditional side and all that, if we combine all this and come up with all these products, we conquer the world. Nigeria has done it. Why not Kenya? We are doing it now.
So when allow me to dabble a bit in African music instruments. Because of the path that you have taken and the longevity that you have had, you have experimented a lot. And when you listen to your music, I know you use a lot of Mijikenda instruments. You know, I've had songs with the chivoti, with the nzele, and a few other instruments. That's something that we don't see too much of, and I think it's like you say, it's a huge gaping opportunity. What do you think we can do to maybe get modern artists to use traditional instruments and thus keep them alive?
This would be a bit radical. You know, if you look at our constitution, it talks about our Kenyan broadcast airwaves as a national asset. Giving it to foreign content, 90 or 80%, is where the problem is. If the government can rein in and say, just like the other, we can benchmark. Nigeria is doing, I think, 80% local.
20% foreign.
We are doing 15. The law says 40%, but we are doing about 15% local and maybe the rest foreign. We need to bring that back into perspective. And then we also need to see more of traditional musicians being featured on, you know, on in the media, both print and electronic. There's a wave going on down in Kilifi County right now. The Mwanzele wave. We did it and called it Nzele when we recorded some of the songs in 2003. The young artists are calling it Mwanzele, the traditional genre. And it's becoming big in Kilifi County. Why? Because younger guys are doing it now. And they're infusing, you know, traditional instruments. Dendema, Kayamba, and so forth and so on. Why? Because they've been exposed somehow to those instruments at national celebrations within Kilifi County. So that's what we need, more of our own stuff. Being younger generations, the Gen Z is being exposed to such instruments and such music. So that it's all about fusing the two, you know, and we get something new but Kenyan.
So now that in one of your latest Facebook posts, you said that the studio is calling you. I saw you polishing up the decks and getting back into the studio. So do we expect you to see more of these recordings featuring traditional music instruments and inspiring artists, continuing to inspire artists down that route?
Definitely, yes. Yes, I said it in my Facebook that after 8 years, you know, it's slightly more than 8 years, but 8 years specifically because that's how long my elder brother was sick, and
Yes.
we just drove as a family. We dropped everything to take care of him.
Yes.
So after 8 years,
Yeah.
I'm getting focused on music again.
Okay.
And then, yes, in fact, just this week, we've been talking to, I won't mention his name, we've been talking to one young artist from Kilifi County.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But prior to that,
Mm.
in 2022,
Yes.
we had a listening session
Mm-hmm.
at Alliance,
Mm-hmm.
where we called in young music producers.
Yes.
And we told them, look, this is our music.
Mm.
You can pick anyone
Yes.
and we can work together.
Yes.
That was a project on its own.
Yeah.
Some did.
Yeah.
But now we want to go back to Nzele. Not Mwanzele, but Nzele. Nzele is a fusion.
Yes.
Mwanzele is the raw stuff.
Yes.
And we've already identified one musician from Kilifi County who's
That you're
doing
working
great
with.
stuff.
Yes.
If I may just give a hint, everybody will have to Google and check.
Yes.
He did a rap on All My Enemies Are Suffering.
Yes.
He's released that.
Yeah, he did that because BN invited people to do
Yeah.
covers
He did-
in their own way.
That's the
Yes.
guy we want to work with.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
He's brilliant.
I'll go out and look for that.
Yeah, look for
Okay,
it. Yeah.
excellent. So, John, we started this podcast episode by you telling us how influential your mother was in allowing you guys to be yourselves, discover yourselves as musicians. Yeah, and I know you became a family man through this journey, and you've also been that to your kids. Yeah, because you have a son who I know is studying law, but you're a very musical family. Your kids have gone down that route and they play music, but they haven't been boxed necessarily. You have to come into the band. They've kind of found their way there in their own way. So tell us a bit about that, about fatherhood, about the impact parenthood has in exposing the gifts that their kids, or living the gifts that their kids have.
Well, the balancing act
Yes.
that you have to endure,
Yes.
especially when the kids start coming in, that's the time that we went through individually with my siblings, where it was a bit tight for us because like our kids started coming in when we were touring. Sometimes we were out of the country for 8 months.
Yes.
You come back, your wife says, but, So we had to cut down on
Balance,
that.
yeah,
We actually cut down on the tours. Now we are free again. Happy that most of our kids, some, not all of them,
Yes.
are artistic. Either in music or anything that is music related. So to give a specific example, my late brother's two sons,
Yes.
they were both musicians. One
Okay.
was based in Sweden,
Yes.
one passed away in Greece just last year before him.
Yes.
My son, like you say, he plays a couple of wind instruments.
Yes.
And we have now our cousins, our nephews who are taking up after us.
Yes.
But the thing is, we mentor them, and some we teach, but we let them decide
Find
what
their
they
own
want
way.
to do.
Yeah.
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 So some are still indulging in music, but doing other things.
Nice.
And I think we dream, and they know that we dream of having them mushrooms go on and on and on.
Yes.
So the onus is on them
Yes.
to pick up where we are already, 3 of us are gone before the Lord.
Yes.
The rest of us, we don't know when, but
Yes.
we pray and hope like they'll come together one day and say, no, much as we are doing anything else,
Yeah.
the mushroom should not die.
Yeah.
That's our dream and hope. Yeah.
Wow, John. I think as a parting shot, maybe we can just touch briefly about music education. Yeah. Because in a previous episode of the podcast, I had Moses Watatwa on. Moses Watatwa.
My son.
Yes, who, of course,
Music
your son
teacher.
was in Nairobi school.
Yeah.
So maybe let's speak briefly about the impact of school. And there are some select schools in Kenya which have very vibrant music programs. And the music programs go above and beyond just teaching music as a curriculum course. but they get the kids to love music because they play music and music is embedded into the life of the school. So let's speak to that a bit and what its impact is to have music in their lives in that way for students.
It's very good. I think it's scientifically proven that academics and music can go together.
Yes.
And in fact, they say, you can Google this somewhere, they say that the kids who are learning music somehow improve on their academics.
Yes.
The only thing is that as musicians, most of us are not built with academic minds. We can do excellent, but we don't want to concentrate on that.
True.
So coming back to what you asked, it's very good. In fact, I'm happy about the new education system now.
Yes.
It's brought back music into the fore.
Yeah.
The only thing that we need to start thinking about is look at music as a business.
Yeah.
Music, the songs are products.
Yes.
Now we need to take that to the higher learning institutions.
Yes.
Because most of them are coming up with, what can I say? Almost like academicians in the field of music.
Yes. Yeah.
But after like Kenyatta University, after that, where do they go?
True.
We need to have something like a Berkeley College of Music,
Yes.
Berkeley, what have you, where you can now go and learn the business of music.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
If, for example, you ask for entertainment lawyers in the country today, in Nairobi, I know about 4 or 5.
Yes.
We need more of that.
Yes.
And it's not just about looking at the music per se. Intellectual property is in everything we use today. The microphones, the cars, the da-da-da. But if you condense it into music, it's a big, big, big thing.
Yeah.
Nobody in the world today doesn't have even one thing that does not have someone's intellectual property in it. The shirts we're wearing, the microphones we're using, the spoons at home.
Yeah.
So we need to look at music as part of that intellectual property where it needs to be protected.
Yeah.
Just like you can protect your shamba, your house, etc. Now this is where the gap is.
Yeah.
When these kids come out of school in Form 4 or at university, higher learning, beyond that there's nothing.
Yeah.
So this is the one thing that I dream of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and basically curating the entire business of music.
Yeah.
And also having institutions that are teaching this in addition to the teaching of music.
Yeah.
So whether it's the producers, the sound engineers, and everything around it. I think that's fabulous. John, wow, what a fabulous conversation. I think I'll now give you a chance to speak to the audience and tell them where they can find you. What are your social media handles? Them Mushrooms is still a performing band. If they want to book you for corporate functions or just to interact with you, how they can connect with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Leonard, for having me. And here's one thing. You go to www.themmushrooms.com. You will get all the information you need about the band. All our social media handles are on the website. How you can reach us and our music, past, present, and soon to be future, because we're going back to recording.
Yes.
The website, I repeat, www.themmushrooms.com. Them mushrooms, not the mushrooms.com.
Okay.
You get all the information.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed that episode as much as I have. It was a great pleasure and honor to have John Katana Harrison on the African Do podcast, where we tell stories of excellent Africans executing excellently. And the Mushrooms, a 52-year-old band and still performing in the Kenyan landscape, which is just a phenomenal story. So we look forward to having you. Stay with us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you'll be able to read, to watch or listen to all our other episodes. And we look forward to having you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.